so there's your warm up. You take roll. I don't know if I did last period. Minutes.
I left my pen in some of the points. Do we have to draw the code?
Yeah, you're going to need to draw that. Do the best you can. Get the idea across. All right, so it's saying I didn't take roll in either. Or did it? Don't know. Let's freeze that. You left your pen? Here, you can use this pencil.
That's what I said. Yeah, but then I use pencil.
Now it's saying that's right. Okay, geometry. From where? All right, go on, go. Okay. Trinity, Skylar, Joseph, Chloe, Ryan, Haley, Kinley, and Jason.
Wait, Mr. Question. What are we going to have for Algebra 2?
If it stays the way it is right now, it would be Ms. Ferguson. If it changes, it'll be me. It's, 50-50 here because we don't have too many teachers. So,
What's 70?
huh?
Math enrichment, never mind.
Yes, that's exactly it. I have to do a combined 6th and 8th grade class for math enrichment. Yes. Yeah. Well, it's on computer, so that's the only thing that makes it possible. Because their regular teachers have assigned stuff, so I just have to answer random questions. So, yeah, thank goodness. Otherwise, I'd really be losing what's left of my mind.
What's that thing in the top right corner?
That's an S, cursive S. Oops, I'll just freeze there.
I don't remember my cursive all.
Are all these videos going to the Google Classroom?
Yes. That way everybody has an additional resource. Okay. So I did that. This is what we'll be looking at. Still wonder what the heck I did with those. Oh, let me guess. Nope. All right. Can I slide it up a little bit more? There's the last one.
Don't.
Today is the 16th. All right. This will go right there. Make sure I've got his. When was that?
Is there a letter on the top of the
Right here? That's an S. Cursive S. Review. All right, so that's good for something for him.
Is that an S?
Yes. Mm-mm. Yes, more than likely, because I made those up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What does B say?
Where do the lines intersect?
B, yeah, where do the lines intersect? And then C is name the plane that's shown in two different ways. And then D is name another plane that is not drawn. Uh-huh. Okay, so I've done that. I should have the other one. This one. This one. If I get it in there. That, and I have the notes, but I do not have that one. So I need to go here. And that one. Got that. I'll save that and go to 4. Nice work. Yesterday, credits.
Inspiration.
And add from the drive that. Okay, all students. That works. Okay, and I have another one. There we go. Okay, we ready?
I'm on 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh. All right. So, let's go on and start looking at this. You may not be quite done. All right, so number one. So we bring the 4x down, minus 6, and then we distribute our 3 equals 2x minus 6. Is everybody good on that step? Good? Okay, so let's combine like terms. We got 4 and 3, so that's 7x. We've got a negative 6 and a negative 21, so that's minus 27 equals 2x minus 6. Everybody good? Okay. 3 times negative 7 gives you that negative.
I meant for the 7x minus. I got minus 15. I added the 6.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. Only the 3 right here is getting distributed, and you have to take care of that before you do your adding.
Like when this is 7x, when it's like, I'm figuring out.
Okay, so
I think I get what she's saying. Because I think I did the same thing. Like I did like
oh, you subtracted them. Okay, yeah, the signs are the same, so you end up adding them. If you put it in the calculator, negative 6 minus 21, but not minus a negative, just minus 21, then you'll get that negative 27.
okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I get the same answer.
Okay.
Because I don't think we did the same thing, but I think it was close.
Close. Okay. All right. So I'm moving my x's to the left, so I'm subtracting 2x. So I've got 5x minus 27 equals negative 6. Okay. And then I add 27. So 5x equals 21. Okay. I made it up, so it's not a nice, neat number. Divide by 5. And I'm perfectly happy as long as the fraction is reduced with you leaving it as that fraction. Okay? Which if you...
Messed up my adding. Because
Uh,
I got 6x. I mean, that's all 1.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just be careful there. Do you have any other questions? Okay. All right. Everybody else good on this? Okay. You figure out where you messed up? Okay. Whoops. Yeah, that kind of does it. Okay. All right. So we'll go on to the next one, next couple of them here. All right. So we've got a negative 3 outside, and we need to do our little factor tree. All right. You can choose any factors of 200. I'm just going to grab 2 and 100, 2 and 50, 2 and 25, and then 5 and 5. Okay. So I already have a negative 3 out in front. What else gets to come out? A 2 does, and a 5 does. And what's left inside? A 2. Okay, so 3 times 2, that's a negative 6, times 5 is a negative 30, square root of 2. Okay, are we good? All right. Now, when you're multiplying, in both cases here, these would simplify. So you can either do outside times outside, inside times inside, and you have a really big number inside, or you can simplify it first and then do outside times outside and inside times inside. Did anybody simplify first?
I did.
Okay, quite a few of you did. Okay, it'll come out the same either way. Okay, so let's simplify it. So we've got 3 and 6 and 3 and 2. All right, so I've got a 3 that comes out. So that's 12 square root of 2 times. And then we've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 2. So a 2 gets to come out. So that's negative 4 square root of 3. All right. If you simplified it, did you get that?
Yeah.
I thought it was a negative 2 square root of 2. I didn't know it was a 12.
Whoops.
I didn't do it that way.
Okay. So I'll work it the other way real quick too, so you can double check if you don't get the right answer. All right, so 12 times -4 is -48. 2 times 3, that's underneath the radical, that's 6. So those of you who didn't simplify, did you get this right? Okay. Those of you who did simplify, did you get it right? Good deal. Good deal. Does anybody have a question?
Is that right?
Yes, this is right. Okay, did you get it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. So let's look at, I think there's some more down here. Yeah. All right. Now, so we've got this wonderful illustration. Your pictures in here are going to help you as much as any words or numbers that you could write. Okay. You with me, Ryan? You look like you're kind of daydreaming. Okay. Good deal. So they don't have to be beautiful. They just have to get the idea across. Okay. Now, so name 2 lines. RT, okay.
I didn't know if T was a part of the RT line, like the other T,
Mm-hmm.
or well, I guess that.
Yeah, this
that
is an
T
X.
Is a part of both of the lines.
This T is actually a part of both of the lines because that's where they intersect. That's exactly right. Okay. So you could have called this line right here. Joseph called it RT. You could have called it RX. You could have done TR. You could have done XT or XR. All those are the same line. Okay. Is everybody good on the naming of that one? All right. Now on this one, we didn't have as many choices. It's either CT or TC. Either way. Okay. Where do the lines intersect? You just told me.
The T.
At point T. Yeah. All right. Now, so we've got this plane. Okay. The plane I told you was shown as a sheet of paper or a parallelogram. What's the easiest way to name it? There's 2 ways. You can either name it with how many points? 3 points, or a capital cursive letter, right? Okay, so what's one way to name it?
S.
Okay, so plain S, or with the points, what 3 points are on plain S? DCT, TCD, CTD, CTD, CDT, any of those combinations. Okay. All right. So that's the 2 ways to name the plane. Now, name another plane that is not drawn. We just said 3 points determine a plane. Okay. All right. Well, RX, that's only 2 points. You have to have 3. No, S is not a point.
RTX.
Okay. So if you do RTX, that would be a plane that kind of went like that, maybe. Okay. That can work. I need to clean that up. How do I do that? Right there, and then do. And there. Okay, so we could do RTX. All right. Did you see another plane? Okay, what other one?
DTR.
DTR. Okay, so that would be like, gosh, how am I going to show that one? Anyway, hang on, let's write it. That's the easy part. Okay, and so that would almost be like, I'm going to erase this other one. I can show 2, but showing 3 or more becomes really difficult. DTR, so all those. So we could kind of do DTR. DT. I don't know. That's not a very good representation. Okay. Because we're all up and it's cut. It would be cutting through right there. So maybe this would be better. I know that's getting worse. Hold on. Sir. Do what? Okay, so we got that. Let's just kind of dot, 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 dot. Kind of like that. Okay, but you get the idea. There's another plane with those other 3 points. Okay? All right. So set this aside. Get your homework out.
I did most of it. I just don't know how to finish it.
We're going to go over it.
Because it absolutely didn't make much sense.
All right, so we got that. Now, all right. So, right here. So, a taut piece of thread, is that a point, a line, or a plane? It's a line.
What's a top?
Taut is tight. Tight is the same as taut. Just a different way to say it. Okay? A piece of cloth. A piece of cloth. Like I take a towel and I lay it out. It would be a plane. Okay?
You skipped two.
Oh, we didn't do two. Okay, that was a different class. A knot in that piece of thread. That would be a point. Yes. Okay, you were on 2 and I had moved on. All right. The corner of a room. Like the corner. A line. Yes. N-E. Okay. The blue rules, which are the lines. So they're lines. Exactly. Okay. Your desktop. That's a plane. Okay. Each color dot or pixel on a video game screen. It's a point. Okay. A telecommunications beam to a satellite in space. It's a line. Okay. A crease in a folded sheet of paper. That's a line. Okay. A line containing point A. Okay, so you can either say line R or what? AF. Yes. AF with the line above it. Okay. A line passing through point B. Okay. Point B.
Oh, well,
So this one is actually P. It's not, and the other one's Q. P has the post on the left.
what?
Yes, P.
That's a P.
That's a P. This is a P.
It's
This
it's on the other one.
is a Q. Did I read the wrong thing? This applies to that. This is a Q. Or like that. Oh, you can't see it. That's part of it. Right there. Okay. All right. So this applies to that one.
Yeah, I think that's
All right. So either BC, we could have said BF, we could have said CB, FB. All those are ways of naming line P. Okay. 2 points that are collinear with D. What does collinear mean? Cooperate. You're working with someone on a project.
2 lines on the same point.
2 points on the same line. Yes. Okay. So collinear, and there could be 16 points that are all collinear. Doesn't have to be 2. Okay. So 2 points that are collinear with D. Okay, E and F, yes. Now, notice when I'm talking about these, I'm covering up the part that I don't need. If that makes it easier for you to focus, do that. Okay, it takes away a bunch of distractors. Okay, now 2 points that are coplanar. What does coplanar mean? Collinear is on the same line.
Not on the same line.
Coplanar,
Dots on the same thing or something.
they're all on the same plane. That's it. Okay, so that are coplanar with B. So give me 2 other points. What'd you say, Joseph?
DF.
D and F, or C and F, or
DF.
E and F, or,
Alright, so that.
well, you could do C, E, or C, D. Okay, so the only point that you couldn't have told me was coplanar.
B.
No, no, B is coplanar with these other ones. Okay, and they gave you that one.
It'd be A.
You can't use A. So basically, any of the points that are shown right here, those are all coplanar. Okay? So C, E, B, F, D. Those are all coplanar, and they only asked for 2. The only one you couldn't put was A. Okay? Now, name a plane that has B, C, and E. So here's B, C, and E. Get rid of all that. So there's 2 ways to name a plane, right? What's one? A cursive, uppercase, or capital letter, which they didn't use a very good script for cursive stuff. But there's a capital R over here that's not got a point by it, so that's plain R. Or
3 points in the phone.
3 points, we could do BCE, like they gave us here, or we could do BDE or CDE, any of those. They're all the same. Okay? Now, a plane containing lines P and Q. What plane contains lines P and Q?
R.
Plane R. Okay, let's get the next page. So, they're giving us a rectangular prism here. How many planes? What's a simple name for a rectangular prism?
Correct.
No, that's 2-dimensional. We're talking 3-dimensional. Just common.
Prism.
Okay, well, we said rectangular prism, so yes, a prism, but what would you call it? If your shoes came in it, what would you call it? A box. Okay? So rectangular prism is a box. What? I guess so. Now, so a box has a left and a right, a front and a back, and a top and a bottom. Okay? So name the 6 planes that form the rectangular prism. So we need to go one by one, and we need to name them according to the letters. And we only have to use 3 letters each time. Okay, so remember I said that there would often be a little parallelogram out in front of the name? That's why I'm doing that. So I know that I'm talking about planes here. So how would we name the front? You could do AFG, you could do AGE, any combination of those 3 letters. Okay? All right. So let's do the back now. BHD works. Somebody give me another name that could work. H what? HBC would work, yes. Okay. So let's do the left side now. AKB, that works. Or HBK, that's fine. HBA, HBF, any of those would work. Okay, you just have to call out 3 letters there. All right, so let's do the right side.
CDG.
Okay, CDG, GED, any of those. All right. Now this is a little bit harder. There. Let's do the top.
ATE. Wait.
ABC.
A, what C? Say your middle. Yes. A, B, C. That works. Yes. Okay. We could have done CJK. We could have done GJB. Any of those letters that are on the top. All right. Now, let's do the bottom. Okay, so I don't need that, and I don't need that, and you don't need G. So FED or FH, what? F, yes, that would work. Okay, so we have 3. All right, now, 2 points that are coplanar with B, H, and K. Okay, B, H, and K. Those are all on the left-hand side, right? So what other 2 points are coplanar with those points?
A and F.
A and F.
Do you put A
Now.
also?
Do what?
Do you put like KA?
No, because they already listed K. All right. Now, on these types of problems, it's really important to have a pencil because circling the stuff makes it a lot easier to see where they're talking about, right? And then you move on to the next problem and you erase it and you do it again. Okay. So a pencil helps a whole lot on this. All right. Name the lines that intersect at E. Okay. Now, wait a minute. You're giving me points. It's asking for lines. How do you name a line?
But you put a line above
Okay.
Line.
A line above how many points? 2. So let's start with where you started. So we call this one line GE. Okay. And then line FE or EF, it doesn't matter. Okay. And then line ED. Do you understand why we're not using G again? Okay, good deal. All right, so we did that. All right. Which 2 planes intersect in line CD? Well, here's CD. What 2 planes come together right there?
G, D, and B, C.
Okay. You're saying GDE, okay, which is the right side. Plane GDE, which is
it's really hard to get these wrong. Because it could be so many heads.
well, but it can be wrong because if somebody had said GAF, well, that's not even touching that line. Okay. So you have to be careful. And just to clarify, say, hey, that's the right side. All right. And then what else? What other plane? CBH. That's it. Plane CBH, which is the back. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, name two lines that lie in plane GEC. And they were nice. They shaded it for us. That's the only one that they did, but it's okay. We'll take it. So name two lines that lie in that plane. So this plane actually is bigger than that, but we're only looking at this part of it. That's the only part that's touching that plane, right? Okay, so what two lines?
Line ED, line GC.
Okay, ED and GC, that's true. Are there any other ones?
GE and CD.
There you go. Okay. You could have done ED and GE. Okay, or you could have done GC and CD. As long as you gave me two, it really doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Name a plane and a line that intersect at A.
Line A, F, B, and line.
Okay, so here's A. We want a plane and a line. You said AF what? AFB. So he's saying the left side and a line.
Line A,
And okay, I think what they're getting at here, and I couldn't count that wrong because this, it says a plane and a line that intersect. Okay. So what they're really looking for, remember how we talked about how a plane and a line intersect? They intersect at point, in this case, A. All right. So we don't want a line that's within that plane. We want a line that's somewhere else that pokes through that plane. Okay. So if we run with, what'd you do? AFB, I think you said?
Yeah.
Give me a line that intersects plane AFB, which is the left side. AG. That works. Okay. If somebody had chosen this one, plane GED, give me a line that intersects plane GED, the right side. BC. Yes. Does that make sense? You could have chosen any of the 6 sides of the box and then a line that pokes through it. Okay. Are we good? Okay. All right. Which points do plane ABC, CDE, and AGE have in common? So ABC is the top. CDE, that's the right. And AGE, that's the front, have in common. So the top, the right, and the front. What point do they all have in common? G. That's it. Okay, because we've got the top, the right, and the front, and the only one that's in all three is G. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, now mean, median, and mode. Okay, so which data set had, and range. Does anybody remember what range is? Haley. Well, it is the Y values when we're talking about functions, that's right. But when we're talking about a measure of central tendency, it's, what'd you say, Chloe? High minus low. Oh, you didn't say something. It was something different.
No,
Okay.
I completely forgot everything.
Okay.
Glad you got the answer.
Okay, so range is high minus low. Mean, the mean old teacher gives you your average. It's a totally untrue statement, but it helps you remember that it's the average. You add them all together and divide by however many pieces. Okay, and the median is not just the green grassy area in between the highways. It's the middle when you put them in order from high to low. And mode is what happens the most. Okay? So range, high minus low. 12 minus 8, bless you. 12 minus 8, that is 4. 12 minus 12 is 0, so that knocks that one out. 12 minus 8, that's 4. 14 minus 10, that's 4. Okay? So the median, they were nice and they put them in order for us. So here, the median, you've got two numbers. You add them together, divide by 2, so that's still 10. Okay? You add them together, divide by 2. That one's 12. This one is 11. And this one is 12. Well, that knocked those two out. So A is the right answer, right? And we could double check it by adding them all together and dividing by 4. And we're going to get 10. Okay? All right. Which set of numbers has a median and a mode? The number in the middle and the one that happens the most that are equal. Okay, so number in the middle, well, this one is 54.5. Okay, right, because these two are in the middle. And when you add those together and divide by 2, you get 54.5. Here, there, we get 60. Okay, here, we've got, we get 70. Here we get 75, yes. Okay, so the median and the mode. So we got our medians, the mode. What happens the most here? Nothing happened the most there. There isn't a mode. So that one's out. Okay, here our mode is 95. That one's not the same as the 60. Here our mode is 70, and we got a 70. Let's check this one, though. Here, our median is 75, but the mode is 73, so it's not D, it's C. Okay, check carefully. All right, so we've got all these grades, 50, 63, 83, 87, 87, 92, 95, 98. They were nice and at least put them in order for us. Okay, so we got that. And if Jason can convince his mother that his grade for the course is an A, that means 90 or above, then she'll let him drive the SUV to the homecoming dance. Okay, so our mode is 100. That looks really good. Okay, the median, the median is like 2 above, 3 below. This is like an 89 or an 88 point something. 92 plus 87 divided by 2. That's 89.5. So mode is better. The mean, because of these low numbers right here, we're probably at about an 87, 88, just guessing. Okay. Mode is going to be your best bet. Okay. Now, so obviously we didn't get to the next one, but we at least have gone over the homework. So, nope, you're going to hang on to it. And because we were just beginning it, that's why I didn't.